welcome our attendees on Zoom, and also like to welcome our YouTube visitors that are watching us live on YouTube or watching replays. Actually, Alex, just want to confirm that you do see my screen, right? Okay,
Yes.
great. Just a kind of a quick overview of what we're going to be covering today. So today is all about project intake, and we'll go through and demonstrate how are specifically our PPM 365 solution enables the efficient project intake, and of course, utilizing some additional AI tools that Microsoft offers that makes you a more efficient project manager, and how you can manage this process overall. Before we get started, just a quick reminder that if you don't already subscribe, if you're not subscribed, please do to our YouTube channel, because there's lots of valuable content there. You could see there's a complete replay list of our live webinars, but also anything and everything about Microsoft Planner and PPM 365 is here. So we have over at this point, probably 18 different videos that you can watch at your leisure. So definitely do subscribe. I'll leave the links in the chat. Also, you'll see the links in the show notes. If you are watching it over Zoom, this webinar will be available, and you can watch the replay if you couldn't make it to the live session. And I will leave our contact information also in the chat. And please post any questions now or at the end of the webinar. You can interrupt. We'll try to address them as we go along or at the end. I think that's about it for me. So without further ado, let me hand this over to Alex Rodov, and going to talk about project intake utilizing Planner and PPM 365.
Thanks, Yuri. Hello, everybody. Thanks for stopping by, and we appreciate you're here with us today, and for the time in the future when you were watching this on YouTube. So we do want to share a lot of information that we have, a lot of information that we pick up, obviously from Microsoft, and how everything is shaping up and how Microsoft project evolved over the years. So today's focus is going to be on project intake and different nomenclature. Everybody uses different nomenclature. Project intake, project requests, whatever you prefer. You can change it anytime and any way you like it. But what I'd like to show you is how do we address project intake process within PPM 365 and aka Planner for Business. So essentially, this is Planner on steroids, if you will. So the Planner is still there, but we use this overarching enterprise PMO umbrella, which is PPM 365, and that will show you today how we would address project requests, aka project intake. So here we have on the left menu, we have all these different options. So we have a home page, which is customizable for every single customer. You can change things here and display whatever you feel like, for your PMO teams to be on their fingertips. Then we have our standard modules, projects and programs and whatnot. The whole resource management. Watch out for those webinars coming up pretty soon. But here is this project request menu item where we will be focusing essentially. So we have all kinds of flavors of it, and then I have all kinds of demo type of requests here, but we're going to go through a typical request by someone who would come in and just put in the request in. You can also organize this so all these requests would come in essentially from, say, ServiceNow, right? You can have a ServiceNow initiating some of these requests. They would pop up here, and then from here you would develop those requests through the workflow. And if I were to open one of these requests, say I would open, let me actually open this. Set up cookie decoration. We have a lot of Christmas theme here, so Merry Christmas to everybody. So set up cookie decoration station. That's our idea, right? May not turn into a project. What we can see here, again, this is an example, right? In our demo, for our demo purposes, we keep it fairly simple, but you can obviously add more metadata to it. So we can see that this was initially requested, and now it's in review. It's already sitting there for 3 months, right? Kind of give you a little understanding of whether it's doing it 3 months. So there's this additional information that you can request at each of these workflow steps for your request. Again, could be very simple, an idea, turn into projects, maybe 2 workflow steps, maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 like this. You can also obviously collect all kinds of metadata here, right? We have this project request, the name, some description, the details, the business case. I will talk about this field project in a second. Some of the basic financials, and we have customers who are requesting a whole kinds of more information, additional tabs. You don't want to be overly complicated, but obviously we want to capture all the ideas and then walk those ideas through to turn them into the projects and finally execute on them. So how do we help going through this process? And in this case, I'm going to, let me just go back here, and I'm going to create a new project request. When I do that, you can also see those existing those active project requests, as well as you can look at the inactive project requests, and you would notice that all the inactive project requests have already matured into projects. So you would see kind of one-to-one, projects created off of those, old project requests. And we keep history of all those initial ideas and how do we, what it would do in order to actually move this to those, to mature it into a actual project. So going back to my active list of projects, you're probably wondering, like, why do I have already projects listed here for those ideas that have not went entirely through the workflow step? We will go through this as well. Let's start with the basics again. So I'm clicking on new, and this is a new project request. I'm going to say this is Santa Station with soft drinks. Okay, so that would be an idea. Okay, and I can put some Santa Station description and business case. Teams will like it. And say budget, it's going to cost us $100. Benefits, everybody, we don't have a financial benefit, so financial benefit wise, it's 0. Therefore, if we save this, it will trigger this calculation to calculate the ROI -1. Right? This is kind of idea. Obviously, if you say the benefit is $110, this would translate into ROI. That just demos, this is simple calculations, but you get the idea. You can have budgets and forecasts and and all kinds of additional. And it lands us on that first stage, right? On the first stage, we need to have a business case. Say, if we don't have a business case, I would just remove it for a second, right? The business case is removed. I can make this mandatory, right? And it wouldn't let me to go to the next workflow stage. So I'm going to say teams will like it again. Teams like it, and move to the next workflow stage. So here I have an option, and the way it's been demoed, so we have an option to either, have a very, very formal review with, approve and reject and comments and things like that. We have a way to just send an email out and say, hey, please go ahead and review this. So what is it saying? It's an email to intake request owner and ask for review. Here you can say comments from the intake creator, right? I can say, yeah, there you go, hi from Alex, right? You can say, hey, please review, yada, yada, yada. And it's going to send it to this person who is the owner. Just cancel out of this for a second. So here's the owner. So if I am creating this on behalf of somebody else, I can put that person's name in here, and I can choose any other name in my Active Directory, and then the review is going to go to that person who you choose as an owner. So let's just say I'm going to say this, say hi from Alex, and execute. So what is it going to do? It's going to actually create an email and send an email request to Alex in this case. Well, in this case, this is me. And looking at my email, now it arrived. And in this email, I see, hi, please review this project intake request by following this URL. And it already telling me this is the Santa Station with soft drinks, and Santa Station this, and owner, who's the owner, the budget, the benefit, ROI, and my comments here, right? The one that I just put in. So while you're going through this process, say you need to put some business request, maturing this business request, you have a way to start and kick off this communication. Hey, I created this idea, please review it. And that person would be able to go and click on this link. Where it open? There. So it opens this in a new tab, and now I have, if I am the one who's supposed to review this, I get to see this. I can review the budgets. I can review the business case, and I can basically say, you know what, I think it's good, and I can move this forward. There's all kinds of security provisions that you can make in order to, forbid or allow certain roles with certain permissions to be able to actually move it along the workflow steps. So for simplicity, I'm the one who is doing all the steps here. And now I can review the budget. I can say, you know what, the benefit is going to be maybe different, and the budget is going to be, you know what, maybe we're going to do this not just for our department, we're just going to do this for, 2 more teams. So let's just bump up this budget a little bit here, and then we're going to go to the next stage. So what it does at the next stage, once these numbers are approved and reviewed, we can actually push it to the next stage. And at this stage, it's selected, meaning that, it's approved, it's gone for the execution, but it also would, what it also do, it also would create the actual project, right? It would actually assign someone to start working on this. So it turned from the idea, from the intake idea into the actual project, right? And if I go to review this again, if I refresh this, still going through the process.
Are you supposed to finish? I think, yeah.
Yeah, I'm supposed to finish. There you go. So look what's changed. First of all, the read only is correct. This record status inactive. Well, what happened is once you go through all steps on the workflow, go to this and finish it, it kind of deactivates that idea. That idea no longer becomes active. right? And it turns into a project, and it actually does list which project it created in our list of projects. So we can either click on this project and it will take us there right away. We can just click on this. It will take us to the project itself. And within, see, now it's showing we are part of the project. And now we have way more information to fill. We have resources, calendars, documents, for maybe for not this small project for Santa Station with the soft drinks. But if it's a larger initiative, larger business case, you get the idea. Now you have more things to fill and to track as part of the project governance. So we've been talking about the project intake governance. Now we finished that, and now we handed it over to our PMO execution team. Now we need to have project manager assigned, which is by default assigned to an owner of that initiative. We also carried over the description. So we carried over some of the fields, some of the information from the business case. See, teams will like it, turned here. So we carry over a lot of this information from intake into the actual project. We can also have a reference to what idea it was created with, and now we can work in the project. You can also find this in the list of my projects. So that would be Santa Station, right there it goes. Now it's part of my overarching portfolio of projects. Give me one second over here.
Actually, while you addressing that, there is one question that came through, and maybe you can demonstrate that, Alex, when you're back. The question is if these activities are also visible in the planner, right? So that project that you created, is it going to be visible in the planner if that user chooses to manage their tasks using the planner?
Yeah, absolutely. Before I do that, I would just want to go quickly through some other options. So within your budgeting cycles, you would have those forecasts, and you would put everything into like this intake and request forms, and then you have the list of everything and budgets lined up for the following year, things like that. And you would want to say, what, these three projects can be approved, right? So what you can do, and I'm going to show you. So, for example, this Siesta Key projects over here, maybe starting from, let's just say, Siesta Key 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So these projects want to be pushed and create projects from these requests, right? See, I don't have any projects associated with these requests yet. So what I can do, I can use this additional, features that we have built as part of the PPM 365. So I can in bulk take a chunk of bunch of these projects, push this button, say I want to promote this project, these requests into projects, and then have them automatically created. I already know they're approved, and this is give you a little bit more opportunity in case you're working with hundreds of projects at a time, so you don't need to necessarily go through the workflow steps. Again, based on your level of permissions, right? You can either go through step by step, following the workflow and having those emails being sent, or you can send those emails in bulk as well. Point I'm making is that you have ability to juggle your portfolio, chunks of your portfolio, with these powerful tools like this, and have them promoted as projects in bulk. So if I go and refresh this, I should be able to not see them yet. I don't see them in the list of active projects, but I do see them in the list of inactive, right? They're They're here, and the respective projects have been just created. I can also respectively find them in the list of my projects. In the list of my projects over here. So I will be all projects, and I can be able to find them. Yeah. So here's this. Yeah. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. All these projects were created just now. Well, this say 12, 19, and they're all created just now. So I did it in bulk. That's kind of I wanted to show you. So now, once I do have these projects in here, I can just quickly get to one of these. Say number 4 over here. And if I look at my tasks, I can create a task. This is going to look way more like Planner right now. So I can say this is order permits, right? We need a permits to build the bridge. So we're going to have this order permits task. And if I switch now to my to the teams real quick and show you how can I find this project real quick. So let's see. There you go. So underwater bridge, here's the key for, and I see my order permits right here. So I can now hand it over to a project manager, and they can manage it in teams. They can have these tasks, and all these tasks that are, let's just say project manager will finish this task. It will this ding, right? This ding. It happens here right away. You can see it reflects the change of that project right away. If I add a new task, it will add a new task right away. So this is very, 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 in sync as far as working it in Teams versus working it in the browser here as part of the overall PMO architecture. So, but I do wanted to also quickly. I don't know if there are any questions so far before I switch to.
Yeah, actually, there is one question which is, and I'm not sure if you can demonstrate this, but there was an announcement by Microsoft about the new AI agents that can be deployed in the planner or the new PPM environments.
Yeah, absolutely. With the new release of PPM 365, now we have the bot, not the bot, but AI agent. So basically, it would be able to tell me, and I can either I can request a new just say reset uh, this, right? I'm just going to say reset this, and then the chat is going to say only create a new conversation. Yes, new conversation. Anyway, so I can talk to my PPM 365 AI agent and say things like, please list all project requests, right? I can ask, please list all project requests. So I don't know if it's going to list all of it, or maybe it's too many. We'll list a few of them. We'll just see what it's going to come back with. Oh, by the way, when we created the project, remember we created a project, we got a bunch of emails as a result of that. And some of these emails say, congratulations, Project Santa Station with soft drinks. You can go there, and that's just another example of how we got these notifications. See, all those projects I created for Siesta Key, I got all notifications for those as well. Anyway, go back to Teams. So there are more than 30 project requests found. Some of the notable requests include yada, 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 yada. Okay, so about 30 projects. I'm going to ask another question. I'm going to say, are there, I'm going to say, what is the total budget for these requests. Let's see what we'll come up with. Well, you probably guessing that, you know, I already tested it before, and then I know that it's going to come up. So hopefully that it's going to do the same in a live demo. Oh, it did. So the total budget for all project requests is $8,716,718.39. So, which means that imagine you're sitting at a big meeting and you know, questions come up and you have this chat at your fingertips and you say, oh, what's the budget? And you can quickly get to this. I mean, you say, what's the project of the current portfolio? What is the budget for all existing projects, right? We just pulled out information and summarized budget for project requests all in one, you know, quick question to this AI agent. And yeah, total budget for all existing projects is $11 million. So you can really quickly get to this information by looking at this. And I'm going to say also, I can say, you know, I have an idea. Please, well, you don't have to say please to chat AI agent, but just to the habit, right? Please create a new project request. And nomenclature can be changed. Like if you call these things intake requests, or you call it this new ideas, all of this can be taught to the AI agent. Please create a new project request. It's already talking to me.
Can we challenge it some more to say maybe summarize a project? Something like that?
Yeah, we can give it a shot. I have not tested this one, but sure, I can help you with that. Could you please provide the following details for the new project requests? What?
Yeah.
It got smarter and didn't ask me this when we were building this. So I'm gonna say Santa Station number 2 for the next Christmas party. Christmas party in 2025. Let's see. I mean, I really made this up on the fly. So let's see what I didn't put any budgets. The new project request Santa Station has been successfully created. You want to check this out?
Yeah.
Is there a link? Is there a link? That I don't know. He's going to provide me a link. But it would be nice to maybe I'm asking too much. It's not as smart, but we can, yeah. But let's see if we can find this. Oh, this project request, right? Project request. Santa Station number 2 for the next Christmas party in 2025. So I was just sitting in the meeting. I was just using. Imagine that you're sitting at your meeting. You have your Teams open. Everybody's talking, and then I have an idea, right? And just call your chat here with PPM 365 agent. Say, hey, by the way, please create this project. And you don't forget. You would have this line item booked at the list of those ideas. So you can also create all kinds of automation to it, but this is kind of neat way for the chat, for the AI agent to collect the information that it's looking for within those requests. So I guess we're at the top of that.
Yeah, this is very exciting functionality.
Yeah, so please feel free to ask questions. Please leave comments, and we'll be happy to connect with you and talk more about project requests or intake process And customers are going crazy with the possibilities to create all sorts of automation, to populate certain information within those requests. One thing I do like here as well, well, unfortunately, sometimes it does not enabled on this one, but you can have this auto population to be turned in and have auto population. Oh, last thing to show is the report, obviously. So we have this wonderful real time, no delays, real time. So that Santa project, I'm expecting the Santa project to be part of this list here. So here we have, if you scroll down, Santa station with soft drinks. That's part of the list of these ideas. And I think we have so this is the list of ideas. This is the list of our projects. Yeah, so now this is the project. So the project, when we run through the workflow, it's already created the project. So it's here. And we can see all kinds of analytics, and you can, look at which projects were created. We go back to my ideas, you can see, which projects in which stage. So new request, which projects are still pending, the new request as far as workflow step. How many, what's the budget for the projects that are in review, and what's the project for selected. All kinds of information can be displayed here. This is just an example of how real-time reports can be enabled for your intake process. All right.
That's great. Yeah, we are a little bit over, but this was really, really good information. And just want to say all the contact information is in the chat. And for those of you watching on YouTube, it's in the show notes below. Again, don't forget to subscribe, like, and this is probably going to be our last webinar of the year. So we want to wish everyone very happy holidays and a healthy and safe New Year's. And we plan to continue these regularly because there's lots more information and lots more functionality to show when it comes to the new planner and PPM 365. Again, thank you all. Thanks for taking the time, and we'll see you the next year.
Thank you very much. See you soon.